Hello my dear little charms, welcome back to my channel. In the previous video, we have understood the deep meanings of every stanzas of Amanda. Let's talk about something that always comes up in your exams. In this video, I am going to explain about Poetic Devices of Amanda by Robin Klein. You know that poetic devices are literary techniques. These are the literary techniques that make the poem beautiful, rhythmic and expressive. So let's go one by one, and I will also explain them in simple language. In this poem, we have 9 poetic devices. I'm going to explain one by one. You can go to description for definition of these poetic devices. Okay, first poetic device is alliteration. Do you know the definition of alliteration? These are repetition of same consonant sound. What is the definition of alliteration? Repetition of the same consonant sound at the beginning of closely connected words. Repetition of the same consonant sound. In the first stanza, third line, you can see that stop, slouching, sit straight. Which sound is repeating here? S sound. The sound S is repeated here. S is consonant. That's why poetic device is alliteration. And one more here in the last stanza, first line, stop, sulking. S here also, S is repeating here. So, alliteration, poetic device is here also alliteration. In first stanza and last stanza, you can see repeating of the same consonant sound, that is alliteration. Alliteration gives a musical quality to the lines and in this poem, it makes the adult command sound and more sharp and strict. Okay, next one is here, don't forget repetition of the consonant sounds, that is alliteration. Second one is imagery. You know that imagery. What's the definition? Using words to create a picture in the reader's mind or mind. Not in Amanda's mind. Okay, not in the character mind. Okay, reader's mind. It will give one just like a movie, just like a picture, just like an album. It can give one imaginary picture in our mind. Imagery means using words to create a picture in the reader's mind. Here you can see in second stanza, you can see languid, emerald. Languid. What is the meaning of languid? In the previous class, I explained silent, quiet, calm. Like emerald means green ocean. Yes. Languid, emerald sea. We can see in this stanza. Okay, we can imagine a calm green ocean. Here, poet used two words, languid, good and emerald. But we can imagine a calm green ocean. Our mind automatically imagine about these words. Yes. Next one more is there. You can see here. Here you can see in this line. Fourth stanza. I patterned soft dust with my hushed bare feet. Here also Amanda's imagination only, but readers can also go to the imaginary world. Pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. Creates a picture of a peaceful, silent scene. here. Then imagery makes Amanda's imaginations come alive. The reader can see world, the sea, the streets, the tower as if watching a movie. That is imagery. Third one is metaphor. All members know about this poetic device, metaphor, comparison. A comparison between two different things without using like or as. Normally we use for comparison like, as, these words. But here in the poems, we would not use like or as. Yes, we can call this poetic device metaphor. A comparison between two different things without using like or as. Here you can see one example here. Next line. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Here silence is compared to gold, which shows that Amanda finds peace and quiet extremely valuable. Gold is valuable only. That's why here one comparison, one metaphor device is here. What is that? Gold compares with gold. Silence is compared to gold. Here Amanda can find peace and quiet. That is valuable only. Yes, even more than talking or being controlled. Next one is freedom is sweet. Freedom is described as sweet, showing how much she loves independence. Freedom means freedom, independence. That is sweet, comparing to sweet. Silence is golden, freedom is sweet. So metaphor is comparison between two different things. Okay, next one is repetition. By hearing the word, you can understand what is the definition of repetition. Repeating words. Repeating words or phrases for emphasis. Here, which word is repeating in almost every stanzas we can see Amanda, 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 Amanda. Here last also Amanda. Mostly repeated word is Amanda. That is repetition. This repetition shows the nagging tone. The adult and the pressure Amanda feels here. Nagging means that repeatedly scolding like that. This way. Okay, this repetition, the tone is a nagging tone only. So here adult, the mother and Amana is a pressure. That feeling is pressure feeling only. It also helps create rhythm. You can almost hear the scolding voice again and again. Fifth one is contrast. Otherwise, juxtaposition. Contrast or juxtaposition. When two opposite ideas are shown side by side, opposite ideas we can see here, it is shown by side by side. Here you can see the contrast between Amanda's real word. One side, what is there? Amanda's real word. Real word means what is there? Full of commands. Their mothers, adults commands only. That is one side, Amanda's real word. Opposite idea, that is her imaginary world. What is there? Full of freedom and peace. Okay, in this poem we can see contrast also. Two sides are the opposite sides are there. One side Amanda's real world and opposite side imaginary world. Means one side full of commands and another side full of peace and freedom. This contract highlights Amanda's desire to escape from the controlling environment. It also makes the reader sympathize with her and question adult behavior. That is contrast. Don't forget, two opposite ideas are shown by side by side. Next one is that ironing. That is also very important only. Ironing. Sixth one is ironing. Ironing. Do you know the definition? But the actual meaning is the opposite of what is said expected. Okay, actually, one real but a sentence is there, but meaning is totally different only. Actual meaning is the opposite of what is said or expected. In this poem, we can see the adult says, 1 minute. In last stanzas, we can see her. What is that? The other says, anyone would think I nagged you. Last line. Yes. Here. Anyone would think that I neglect you, Amanda. Adult mother says, anyone would think that I nagged at you. Here, their mother is not understanding or accepting her mistake. That's why it's telling here, and anyone would think that I nagged at you. But what is the truth? Truth is opposite to her word. She is nagging Amanda constantly. Who is nagging? Mother is nagging Amanda constantly. But she was telling anyone would think that I nagged at you. Means her mother nagged at Amanda. This iron that is known as irony. Actual meaning is the opposite of what is said or expected. This irony shows how adults sometimes, in this poem, how adults sometimes fail to see their own mistakes, thinking they are being caring while actually being controlling. Mother was thinking that she was caring her child, but the other side opposite reality is oppositely. Actually, she was controlling Amanda. That is known as irony. Okay, then seventh one is symbolism. Symbolism. Seventh one is symbolism. What is the meaning of symbolism? Symbolism. These are using symbols to represent deeper meanings. Here, using symbols, deeper meanings are there. No, for understanding deeper meanings, we use some symbols. These are known as these. Here we can use poetic, poetic device. Symbolism means using symbols to represent deeper meanings. Examples are there. Mermaid. Here we can see no mermaid. Then another one orphan. Then another one where we can see Rapunzel. Mermaid. These are symbols only. Yes. A mermaid drifting blissfully. Like mermaid symbolizes freedom and independence. Mermaid. Here, mermaid symbolizes freedom. Next line, orphan. Orphan means she was not orphan, but this word symbolizes complete control over one's life. Here, this word symbolizes complete control over Amanda. That's why poetic device is symbolism is here. Next one is Rapunzel. It symbolizes isolation and peace from the world. Here, Rapunzel symbolizes isolation, alone feeling, and peace. Okay, she was thinking that she can get a freedom there without scolding, without shouting, without the no other scolding sound of her mother or adult. She would get freedom there. Rapunzel symbolizes isolation and peace from the world. Through these symbols, the poet expresses Amanda's different emotional states. Her wish to be alone, peaceful, and free from rules. That is symbolism. Next one is eighth one is enjambment. Enjambment. Eighth one is enjambment. Okay, the definition of enjambment is when a sentence continues from one line to the next without a pause. That sentence is continuing without smoothly that sentence is continuing when a sentence continues from one line to the next without a pause. Here you can see in second stanza example for this. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. The lines flow smoothly without a full stop. Means without a pause, means without a full stop, showing Amanda's dreamland. Uninterrupted imagination. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is a mermaid drifting blissfully. There is non-stop. There is no full stop. Last word you can see, after last word we can see full stop. That is known as enjambment. Means when a sentence continues from one line to the next without a pause is known as enjambment. Last one is tune. I think you know there's also this poetic device also. The poet's attitude or feeling in the poem. Here tone means the poet's attitude. Other is the poet's feeling in the poem. The tone of the adult voice. What is the tone of an adult voice here? Strictly. Other is commanding order. Impatiently. Her mother was impatient. So in this poem, the tone of the adult's voice is strict, commanding, and impatient. While Amanda's tone in her imagination, oppositely, what is that? Peaceful, dreamy, and calm. One side a shouting was there, in another side a calm feeling was there. This change in tone throughout the poem helps us feel Amanda's emotions, irritation in reality and happiness in fantasy. Yes, in reality, what is there? Irritation is there, but in imaginary life, imaginary world, she was getting happiness in fantasy. Okay, these are the poetic devices of Amanda: alliteration, imagery, metaphor, repetition, contrast, irony, symbolism, enjambment, tone. Okay, next once again.